Okay, welcome for the ISA Parents Night. I'll go through a quick presentation for you just about things here in the early years program. And then if you have any questions, feel free to send a message on Toddle or through email for that. So a little bit about me professionally. I've been teaching for 13 years now, all internationally. I've worked in La Paz, Bolivia, Doha, Qatar, and Durrës, Albania before moving here to Sweden. I've taught kindergarten as well as third grade and fifth grade in previous schools. I live here in Umholt with my husband Lucas, who's a PYP4 teacher here at the school. And I also have two little boys, Leo and Pax, who attend this school, and they're in Cherries and EYP1. I'm American and I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. And in my free time, I spend time with my family at home. This is Nicola. She is one of our in-class supports. So I'll give you a second to read about her. And our other in-class support this year is Jane. And then we have Swedish twice a week with Keisha, and once a week we have Wellbeing and PSPE with Keisha. So what are our roles in the EYP and Cherries? We are here to address students' academic needs, but also we do focus a lot on their social and emotional well-being. We try really hard to focus on that in our classroom through Kelso's Choice and other calming strategies. We do a lot of yoga, so we try to encourage those kinds of things in our classroom. We want them to develop their independence, especially here in EYP3. We really focus on getting them ready for when they move on to PYP1 and taking that sense of agency for their learning. We support students' effort to gain an understanding of the world and to function effectively within it. Through our units that we are working on, our current unit, we're focusing on who we are and looking at how we fit into our classroom and then how we fit into the world and our similarities and differences within that. And we help them to establish personal values as a foundation for international mindedness. We are inquiry-based learning. We do learn through play. So basically everything we do is in some way play. So you won't see us sitting at tables a lot. You won't see us sitting in a group all doing the same thing. A lot of times we're each doing what we are interested in, or doing an activity for math or language or for our unit, but it is through play. And just based on research, it's possible to play with a purpose. It's possible to play and learn at the same time, and it's really necessary for the early years. Um, while learning through play is universal, what that looks like depends on the culture. And so we do have to consider what kids are in our class and their language abilities and their levels, and we look at that while we're planning our different activities. And younger learners, of course, develop their cognitive thinking skills through play. Our school has a new partnership with the Lego Foundation, so we'll be sharing more about that soon. But it's an exciting partnership for our school this year. So success with the EYP. In the EYP curriculum, we monitor, document, measure, and provide feedback on student learning, and you'll find all of that through Toddle. And learning is viewed as a continuous journey where teachers identify students' needs and our ongoing assessments are what helps us to plan for what we'll do next and what they will need for the rest of the school year. We do follow the IB, and we have 4 units that we work on throughout our school year. And I'll share the units with you in a minute. So assessment and reporting, it's a little bit different in the early years, but we use a lot of different strategies to collect our information about each student. Most of it is then posted on Toddle for you to have that information there. Um, but it's a lot of observations and taking notes and watching the children and seeing what they are doing and what they're learning through their play. Here is our units for the year. So we start with what we're on right now, who we are, and we're looking at our differences and similarities and how that makes us unique and special. And so that's a big unit for us to really start the year. And then we'll move on to how change influences shelter. So we'll look at different types of housing around the world and why they are built the way they are and what needs those people have depending on where they live. Our third unit is a new one this year. It will be a big art unit. So we're going to be looking at expressing ourselves in different ways through art, studying different famous artists, and creating a lot of artwork through that unit. And then our last unit will be about sustainability, and we're going to really focus on Almholt and how they have made a sustainable community. And we'll do a lot of field trips and things with that unit to around town. Uh, for early years, we do follow Jolly Phonics. We, of course, read a lot of stories, fiction and nonfiction. We do a lot of songs. We will have Raz Kids this year. We always focus on oral communication. That comes in a lot in our morning meeting time when we have a sharing time, when we talk with each other. We do written communication, we'll do journaling every week, and there's always writing activities where the students will get to practice writing and then visual communication. So throughout the year, we'll do some presenting of different activities. Math, we'll do numbers, shapes and space, patterns and functions, measurement, data handling. Um, and we'll start mathletics this year as well. Here is our class schedule. So Mondays and Thursdays is when we have Swedish class, and on Tuesdays is when we have well-being and PSP. The rest of the schedule is more consistent with unit things, language, math. We always have our circle time in the morning, and we always finish the day with our centers. To communicate with teachers, you can send an email or send a message on Toddle is the easiest way to get in contact with us. Remember to check there for announcements, for updates, for requests of things to bring in for the classroom. And you can always use the school phone to notify for an absence or if your child's going to be late, but we also have the IST program as well now. Standards and expectations, your child should have indoor shoes always that they can wear in the classroom in case of an emergency or a fire drill. Make sure you're on time. We open the green door at 8:15 to let everyone in. Make sure you're posting any absences or late notices through IST, but you can also call the school for that. And we go outside every day, so you need to have appropriate clothing for your child. Rain boots for now would be good. Rain suit that they can just leave here because we never know when it will be a rainy day. At home, please be reading with your child every day. It doesn't even have to be in English as long as you're reading together. And ask them about what they're learning in school. How was their day? How are they feeling? Talk to them about their friendships. And then if anything arises that you are curious about, or you've noticed a trend in a friendship or an issue, of course, please tell us about it so we're aware. And make sure you're reading Toddle announcements so that you know what's happening with our units, but also what's happening here in our classroom. We'll be posting lots of pictures each week for that. We do need two class parent representatives to volunteer to help out with different activities around school and in our classroom. So if you are interested in that, please let me know through email or Toddle. And our academic coordinator for EYP, Anne, is going to be setting up some parent sessions. We don't have the exact dates yet, but those will be announced on Toddle soon. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email or send a message on Toddle, and I will get back to you within a day or two. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.